In keeping with the Cumberland County Schools vision, our school system has a renewed sense of energy and commitment to empowering all students to collaborate, compete, and succeed in an increasingly interconnected world. From the classroom to the football field, we work tirelessly to help cultivate confident, independent thinkers who will be prepared to accomplish their dreams. Now, we have 86 principals who strive daily to keep this vision in sight while all the time balancing the needs of not only their students, but those of their faculty and staff, parents of students, and the community. It's a daunting task, but I haven't met a principal yet who wasn't up to the challenge. Here's what Cumberland County Schools 2018 Principal of the Year nominees had to say. Principal of the Year nominees, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
So how does it feel? Would you say, Regina, it feels like wow?
Wow.
Any other impressions? Humbling.
It's great to be recognized by your peers.
That's good. And I was just about to say that. Your peers thought that you all were worthy of this honor.
It's a representation of our schools and our teachers.
That's good. Now, how did your schools, how did they take it when you all got back to school and they found this out?
They were really excited. Even the new teachers, they're into the building, but they were already excited, like, wow, my new principal is up for Principal of the Year. So they're excited and they're cheering us on.
That's good.
My staff recognized me at our faculty meeting. They got me a plaque that I'm their Principal of the Year, so it was really great. It made me feel very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of students, parents, teachers, congratulating you, and you kind of have to like clarify and say, okay, I'm not the Cumberland County Principal of the Year. I'm just representing high schools. So you had to do a lot of clarification. Facebook messages, getting all this stuff. I'm like, hold on a second, let's calm down for a minute.
Pump the brakes.
But very humbling experience.
Yes.
That's good. That is good. Now, you know what? After my introduction, or during the introduction, I said that being a principal is almost like a balancing act. You're trying to do your thing while focusing on the vision that our school system has set before you, or before us. Mm-hmm. You're trying to balance your students with your teachers and your staff, as well as the parents and the community. Talk to me about that.
It's definitely a balancing act, and we try to model appropriate balancing for our staff as well. As Regina said, with new teachers, oftentimes the profession coming in can be a little bit overwhelming, and so we try to provide them with support in terms of being able to put things in chunks, prioritize, take care of the most important pieces first, things that are time sensitive, and also just kind of have some balance in terms of, okay, you stayed late 2 or 3 times this week, go to the house. Okay, let's go to the house today, get a little bit of balance, come back rejuvenated on tomorrow.
That's good.
And we need to be honest and candid about the balancing act, because we shouldn't stand around as if we have everything under control at all times. Let them know it's okay if you did stay 3 nights. Right. I stayed 3 as well. Or don't worry if maybe you didn't get everything done yesterday. Hey, a few of my tasks on my honey-do list, they didn't happen either. And I've been in this for a long time. So let them know that you're human, that you're a person, and we're not perfect, because if they think we're perfect, they won't feel comfortable coming to us.
And I think that one thing, as administrators, we really take that lead role, and sometimes we take that lead role as if we are the only people that have to do everything. But I'm really big on the collaboration part and being able to build leaders in our building to help us to be able to make our schools successful. But it takes a team effort to be able to make sure that we are successful and our kids succeed and we succeed as a school. But it's a group effort, and I'm just there to help lead us in the right direction. But empowerment is really key about balancing and being able to show that balance.
I think too, with Cumberland County basically streamlining it for us, saying be able to collaborate, compete, and succeed. You take that, and it really streamlines what you do with your staff, how you balance everything, because you just think back. You don't have to think of 1,000 things. When something comes across your desk, you say, okay, does this fit what Cumberland County Schools' vision is? Does this fit what our school vision is?
Right.
And so by doing that, and streamlining it, making it easy. It's 3 words. It's CCS: collaborate, compete, succeed. You can really say, okay, we're worried about something right now, but is this really fit into our vision as a school system? Does it fit into our vision as a school? And if it doesn't, you know, don't worry about things so much. This will help you create that balancing act and make sure your priorities are where they need to be.
And you know what? Oh, go right ahead, Michelle.
I was going to say too, and I think a big part of that balancing is building those relationships with the teachers, because I think that a lot of times, as Regina was saying, that you know, they think that we're perfect and we're not, but when you build those strong relationships with them and they see that human side of us, as Lee was saying, you know, they see that, you know, we are compassionate individuals, and they also see that, you know, we're going to collaborate with them, we're going to assist them, we're going to be there to provide that support, but you've got to build that relationship first, because there's got to be a level of trust so that they know they can come to us, and when we're going in their rooms, we're doing those walkthroughs and we're coming in, then they feel that level of trust, so that when we're coming in to provide them with help, support, whatever it may be, then they're taking that and they're running with it, so that we're able to help them and they can help the children, so there is that level of success.
Well, and I think the trust has to be for our students too. You know, when we get stuck with a problem or we're overwhelmed with how much we have to do, I said, there's not just 90 of us working on this problem. We have 773 people that are the experts on what they need. Go to the kids, they can help us. You know, we try to empower our kids to be involved in, you know, not just, okay, what are we doing in class, but what are we going to spend our money on? What do we need? What do we need to do next? What is our vision for our school improvement? How are we going to go forward? You get them involved in the process, then all of a sudden it becomes pretty easy to do my job.
That's good, that's good.
And I think as they balance, they have to remember with the school, with all that we have our teachers have to do and need to do, they've got to take care of themselves, because they've got to be able to continue to give to the school and give to our children and be a part of that team as we do collaborate and compete and succeed.
Now, you know what, and coming back around to our vision, and when you say you're looking for new ways to do this, new ways to do that, needing guidance at times, dealing with things that you've not dealt with before, do you all reach out and collaborate with one another?
Yeah, I think that's what's great about Cumberland County. When you start off as a new principal, you have 86 people you can call that have been there and done that. You know, I wouldn't have gotten through that first year without calling Cindy and saying, I know you just went through this last year, how did you do this? Right. And being able to have those people to reach out to is, you know, every experience that I think is brand new and no one else has ever had, there's probably 50 other people that have been through that exact same thing.
Just copy what he's saying. You know, it is, you know, when you first start becoming a principal, it's just like your first year as a teacher. No teacher education program prepared you for the classroom. Right. And no administrative program prepared you for the first day as a principal. You know, but, you know, you can, there's like a fraternity almost in Cumberland County Schools as far as how the principals are with each other. And when you're a high school principal, you know, you're the smallest group. You know, so you really have to rely on one another. And so, you know, every other day it's a group text message where we're still, hey, what do you think in this situation? What do you think in this situation? And it really just helps bring us together. But it also allows us to have some consistency across the school system, you know, because we're all kind of talking to each other and doing things. It's very informal collaboration. So it fits right into what Cumberland County Schools wants, and as far as us collaborating, but the principals are doing it too. So we're modeling it. And you know, and I love it, because like I said, anytime I have a question, I know I can pick up the phone, we can get on video on the computer, and we're conversing back and forth. Hey, what do you think about this situation? Because, you know, most of us in here, you know, we want to do new things, and we're always going to see that education is changing day by day. So in order for us to change and reach kids where they are, we have to be risk takers. So, you know, and when we're taking those risks, you're going to uncharted territory, so it's good to get the opinions of a lot of different people.
But our district also does a really good job of bringing the principals together through our content, our curriculum meetings that secondary education has with us, where we meet weekly or monthly, however it is, by you know, grade level, those different types of things, our vertical teams and our job-alike sessions. So our county is living that whole collaboration piece, because it's a connected network, and that's what the district should be. And I feel very supported by my colleagues, and like I said, that's why it's such an honor to be recognized by them, because we're a team and we do this together, and it just helps make it a little bit easier, because being in the principal seat is lonely sometimes. And so being able to reach out to somebody who understands goes a long way.
I don't think that any of us could make it or be successful if we were isolated and didn't reach out to our colleagues. When we're talking about collaborating, competing, to be successful, it seems like collaboration and competing are two opposites, but they actually work in tandem with one another, because even though we're all competitive, we want our school to, outperform or to be recognized as the best, but by the same token, we're also collaborating so that everyone can be successful. None of us take pride in seeing one of our colleagues struggle, okay, be it with academic performance or with anything else. So we always want to have each other's back, but we're always trying to have our school to be the best, but by the same token, we're reaching out to our colleagues for support.
How does the competition piece look at your schools, but then how does that fit into that collaborative piece that you're talking about?
Well, when you're talking about competition, people tend to go with a negative connotation, and that you're against someone else. But really, competition can be against yourself. We want to be the best that we can be, or better than we were last year, or 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. So I look at our school at J.W. Kuhn. I'm not competing with Cindy and Stony Point. I'm competing against the 2016 J.W. Kuhn and the 2017 J.W. Kuhn. That's who we're competing against. Because it's not about going against each other, because we need each other. Like Michael said, we have to work together. We have to get our teachers to collaborate. And I love using the video system, because it may be hard on any given day to ride out to Beaver Dam and ask Gina Daniels a question, or to go and find Lee at his school. But I can say, can we log into the video room together at 1 o'clock and talk about this? I need help. Or I think I have something that can solve the problem you're having at your school. So technology that we have in CCS is also helping us to collaborate so that we can make our schools the best edition of our schools.
That's good. And Cindy, you were about to say something.
And with the competition, it doesn't matter if your school's at the top of the test scores or the bottom. Every one of us can learn from each other. And those opportunities are made through the vertical teams, they're made through our professional organizations, and from the fact we see each other at leadership, and we know that person just shared a fabulous idea or fabulous strategy that can work for us and our students. So it is about being a team. We are a team together, and by our team succeeding, our schools succeed, so does Cumberland County Schools.
That's what I was going to say. We all realize that there are 53,000 students in Cumberland County Schools, and when all of our schools are successful, then all the boys and girls are successful. Because at the end of the day, we're sharing students as well, okay? Or as elementary principals, our boys and girls feed into middle school and high school, and so we want all of our students to be successful to contribute to our society here in Cumberland County.
And competition is healthy. Like Regina's saying, you want to compete with each other because it also makes you raise your game a little bit.
What does success look like? I mean, talk to me, what does it look like at your school?
Our job, or in our school, our job is to make them better than they were when they walked in. So that's just the bottom line. When they come in, make them better when they leave. And I think that, to be a great leader, whether you're a teacher, an administrator, whatever it may be, you have to inspire others to believe that. You've got to have that passion for the children, but when they show that success, you see that spark in the kids. They're happy about learning. They're happy about coming to school. They enjoy it. You see that collaboration going on in the classroom. I mean, they're excited to come in and tell you about what they're learning. They're excited to get engaged in it. And you see that growth in it. You see it through what they're creating and what they're problem solving and the inspiration that's going on in those classrooms. Because then you're creating that love for learning that they're going to take through elementary, middle, and high school, and whatever they decide to do as they become adults. And I think that is what true success is.
That's good. Now, Todd, you were about to say something earlier.
Yeah, well, I think, and what you try and teach the children and your teachers is that every problem in the world that we identify, whether it's crime or poverty or, illiteracy or whatever it is, can be solved by teaching. And that's really powerful for the teachers to understand, why did you get into this field? It's because you can make a real difference in society. And it comes through teaching the children, yes, we got to teach them how to read and how to write and how to do math, but do we teach them to be risk takers? Do we teach them to have a voice in their society? And, well, people aren't voting. Why is that? Because we haven't shown them that that matters. And that's what education's got to do. We need to do more. Yes, we need to teach them the 3 R's, We need to teach them how to be a responsible citizen in democracy.
The Cumberland County Schools is committed to empowering all students to collaborate, compete, and succeed in an increasingly interconnected world. Your final thoughts?
Teaching the whole child and being able to work with grown-ups that are going to be able to work together to make sure that we're using the data to affect positive change in our students and letting them see that the world is bigger than Cumberland County, and we have to get them prepared for the global society that they're going to be competing with.
Having the foresight to realize that what we're teaching them now is how to be learners forever, and continue knowing that their jobs are going to change, the things that they use, the tools that they use are going to change. So we have to do that, and we have to model that as a school.
Cindy?
I think for us, I think of a pledge that we start our morning with every morning with our students. It's a Stony Point pledge, but they are pledging to be responsible for their learning, to be respectful to their teachers and their fellow classmates, to be a part of their community because they know they're going to leave it better than they found it.
But the skills we're giving them right now on how to work well with others, how to be a positive citizen, how to be a deep critical thinker, a problem solver, those are things that they can carry into any profession, the ones that we know of and the unknown ones. So if we keep telling the boys and girls, there is a reason, there's a connection between what you're doing today and your future, they're going to begin to buy in and they'll be part of the true CCS vision.
Fulfilling that vision, it's a challenge because you're blending traditional learning with digital learning. And for some adults and students as well, it may be a bit of a challenge to step outside of the comfort zone.
And I think too, we have to look at the meaningful aligned instruction, but it's got to be focused on all children. So all children, all means all, and all children don't learn the same. So that's where we have to look at that flexible learning environment.
If we're really going to get to that successful area, then we have to collaborate ourselves and use these digital tools to do our job if we're going to be successful in teaching it to the children.
That's great. I have enjoyed talking with you all. Thank you so very much. Congratulations. Civil rights activist Nelson Mandela once said, "Action without vision is only passing time. Vision without action is merely daydreaming. But vision with action can change the world."